4 years, people have been debating about whether or not Donald Trump is a racist. And truthfully, I don't care. I don't care if Trump is a bigot on a heart level. I don't care whether or not he holds racist views. I don't care whether or not he uses the N-word. What I care about is power, policy, and practice. And over the last 100 days, Donald Trump has used his power to create policies and practices with a very clear racial agenda. A racial agenda that is far more clear than his economic agenda or his foreign policy agenda. Donald Trump's first 100 days have been defined by bigotry, and I want to look back on a few of those days. On days 1 through 7, he issued several executive orders designed to deem inclusion illegal, setting off a countrywide scramble to undo diversity, equity, and inclusion commitments or face penalty from the federal government. On day 11, he blamed a DC plane crash on DEI.
They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program.
Around day 70, he purged 381 books from the Naval Academy's library, a significant number of them written by Black authors. On day 94, he deemed it unlawful to track the impact of his policies on marginalized communities, which really matters because on day 99, he signed this executive order, unleashing America's law enforcement. This order undermines police misconduct accountability efforts and provides excess military equipment to local police departments. The reality of over-policing in Black and marginalized communities means that a lot of Black people and poor white people will be on the other side of that military equipment. But remember day 94, he deemed it unlawful for the federal government to track the way that this will impact those same marginalized communities. In just 100 days, Trump has already done the kind of social fabric damage that I fear will take decades to repair. But maybe that was the point.
Black people, quit empowering people to say the N-word. You say it. You say, well, I could say it. You can't say it. When I say it, it means something else. But when you say it, I know what you mean. It's all in the music. Other people listen to music that are made by Black musicians that use the word. You're okay with them vibing to the music. But then when the music says the N-word, they kind of like, because they're in fear of their life. Nobody should want to say that word. Black people, nor white people, nor Hispanic people, nobody. It's a nasty word. Whether it's the hard R or the GA, that word needs to die off. That word needs to taste bad in your mouth. That word should not be a part of Black culture. That word is toxic. You have to be the one to put a stop to it. Quit accepting it from other people that look like you. And you want to have this selective outrage when you see someone else say it that don't look like you. You say, well, I'm saying it in fun. It's just how we talk. Change the way you talk. Quit empowering the enemy, that racist demon that dwells in the hearts of many people, including you. Stop it. Do better. It's not okay. And it's not okay for them either. But what do? You lead by example. And quit being a hypocrite. The N-word needs to go back to the pits of hell from whence it came. And it shouldn't be on anybody's mouth, including you who are accepting of it. God bless.
Okay, for y'all who enjoy to watch The View, I personally do. So this time around, they had Officer Tatam, and his response to Sunny Hostin was incredible. It was really funny, and okay, it's nothing to laugh about, but because it's real, like, his point is real and valid, though, okay, the way he brought it up was funny.
In the parking lot twerking it. She in a gated neighborhood, backing it up like this on a car, got Tyrone with his bald tires driving up in the yard. Mom got felonies.
I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have.
Time out.
And
Stop.
I remember my
father. I thought I was going to let it go. This hamburger heifer said that her daughter has less rights than she did. What in the funnel cake is she talking about? What less rights do women have now than you had before Trump got elected?
As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, this woman is on a television network making over $1 million a year. And she's complaining that America is biased against black people. A referendum. Like, who are these people that are against blacks and against... Let me say this. I try not to be the black person lecturer, but people ain't worried about y'all. Y'all are the problem. White people don't wake up in the morning and think to themselves, dang, that black girl that got a doctorate degree is really bothering me that she lives in our neighborhood now. No. She's great. They keep their yard great. They don't have riffraff over here. She's educated. Actually graduated from the same school I went to, summa cum laude. But no, because she's black, we don't want her in the neighborhood. Nobody's thinking about that. You guys are conflating the one that's got the doctorate degree that got common sense raising their kid to the one that's over there in the parking lot twerking it. She in a gated neighborhood, backing it up like this on a car, got Tyrone with his bald tires driving up in the yard. Man, got felonies, police over there every other day. No, the white people don't want that. They ain't worried about you being black. I live in a great neighborhood. Let some people come over there and the police start showing up. Hey, we pay too much money for cops to be in here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. I don't care if they black. I don't care if they white. I don't care if they gay, trans, straight, Buddhist, Christian. I don't give up. Nobody wants trashy people around them. And stop projecting. All people do is project. Oh, the white man don't. No, you don't like you. Educated. Quit blaming the white man because you feel like that they're holding a mirror up to you. You go to the mall and you know you dumb because you didn't take school serious like your mama told you to. So when a white person says something smart, you think they judging you. No, you know you don't. You know you don't let your baby daddy see his kids, and you a dirtbag mama. And then you see a white woman with a full family, and you mad at them. Oh, they think they better than everybody else. They think oh, she following me around the store, and you know you buying. I'm gonna stop. You buying stolen clothes last week from a booster. They just brought you some stolen clothes from Dillard's, and you in Dillard's right now wondering why they following you. Yeah, no, because La Sherelle stole from Dillard's every weekend. She steal every weekend, and you know all the other people that you know stealing. You buying the clothes.
Our focus turned to black conservatives who support President Trump. This is an issue that's ripped from the pages of nation.com, an article there. Some have accused President Trump of racism on multiple occasions. Last year, he said black voters are drawn to him because of his criminal indictments and mugshot, a statement some have called racist, while black conservative supporters not speaking out, according to critics, is an issue. Is there any truth to black conservatives being at peace with this so-called racism? Or is this the answer more complex? Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored tonight, members of the Urban Conservatives of America, Rael Williams, Alexandra Butler, the group's founder, Jonathan McCullough, and former president of NAACP, Brazoria County, Eugene Howard, who's not a member of the group, and you'll soon see. But let's begin with you guys. For those who say there's a lot of racism that you have to stomach as a black conservative supporting President Trump, what would you say to that?
Personally, I would say that I've ignored a lot of racism from the left.
Excuse me? Wait, what? Did you even hear the question well? Okay, we're talking about Trump showing racism to the black race. I mean, what you mean? What you mean, God?
when Joe Biden said that he said poor people are just as bright and talented as white people. That's a racist comment. There's types of racism that seem to go ignored and unnoticed by the left and the right, but it's the racism of low expectations that I can't ignore. And so that's why I brought that up first, is because the racism that they want us to overlook is the racism coming from the left.
All right. Let's go down the line, sir, Mr. McCullough.
Yes. Well, racism to me is not what someone says, it's what they do. And I think this is what makes us different from the left, because we're not watching, what people is saying. We're watching what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, a leader, a president, a politician, whatever you are, is based on policy. So if you can show me policy that affects or that you can call racism, then I'll agree. But up to this point, I have yet to see anything that he's put into law that affects black people negatively.
Eyes wide shut.
All right. Mr. Williams, Ultra MAGA. What you got?
Ultra MAGA. Trump has been great for black people. If you look at the statistics, black unemployment was at the highest rates when he was in office. You go down and you look at, he just declassified the MLK files. Something Barack Obama didn't do when he was in office.
Of course not.
I mean, you people are saying he's racist, but he's doing things that presidents that were of color didn't even do.
That's right.
I mean, hold on, wait, let me finish.
It's only been one, don't say it.
So again, Trump is the man. I support him hands down, because what he's done for black people is literally like, you can't compare it to anything.
Well, to some point, you're right. I mean, you can't compare it to nothing, because Trump has showed nothing to blacks but racism through his policies, through everything. Like, Trump is pure anti-blacks. Believe it or not, it is what it is.
Right. And before we get to Eugene, let me ask you this question, the crux of that interview, that article. Do you see racism in the conservative movement that you're a part of? Obviously, you've already said you see it everywhere, but do you see it in the organization? Either of you?
Well, here's the thing. How are we defining racism? Once again, I mean, if we're going to define racism
Okay, really, you know what racism is. So just tell me if you have seen it, if you experienced.
I know what racism is, but I can't speak for everybody else.
Well, let me say something.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Alexandra.
So when somebody on the left sees me, a black woman, and just assumes I'm poor or ignorant, or they're like, "Oh my goodness, you speak so well," they're so shocked about that. Why are they shocked about it? That is racism. I overlook that a lot because I'm saying they don't know any better. That happens to me a lot from people on the left. They think that they're my ally. I need their hand. I need them to come in and save me. And I don't. I need God. I don't need them. They're not my Messiah or my Savior. So Malcolm X said it best. The liberal is the enemy of the black man. And we can see it right clearly before our eyes. They look at us like we're scum. They look at us like we're poor. And black people are falling for the okie doke, and they're saying, oh, the white man is better than us. He's supreme over us. That's what white supremacy is. Right. I don't believe anybody is superior over me. I don't live my life that way. So I just live according to freedom and liberty.
All right, let's hear from Eugene.
Please, man, I've been in this twilight zone. Like, I've been patiently over here at the tail dog position. So first of all, if you can't see the racism, your eyes are just closed. You said it's not about what people say about policy, so let's just run it down real quick. They removed the Harriet Tubman from the National Archives. So, I mean, Harriet was what? I'm sorry, the Trump administration, I'm going to be very clear.
But they didn't.
I'm sorry, they did. And
You're
because
wrong.
of that, no.
Okay,
I let them speak.
Hold on, real quick, guys. Let him go, and then you. We have two segments.
Thank you. They removed it, and then they had to put it back after backlash. The same thing they did with the Tuskegee Airmen. They removed that and had to put that back. Trump is literally trying to dismantle black America. They literally had an executive order to the Smithsonian that did not want to fund African American Cultural Museum because they feel like that's anti-racism or that's reverse racism. Now, as we sit here, we have to be intellectually honest because you guys are being intellectually dishonest. If you can't sit here and tell us, if you can, everyone's watching on TV. Don't take my word for it.
You've lied.
On TV, you see it yourself. Listen, I'm reading for myself. All I've heard about the left this, the left this. What about this? Last time I checked, the Trump administration is the one cutting the Medicaid, cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare. They're the ones that's cutting education. Last time I checked, Joe Biden, you talked about unemployment, was the lowest under Donald Trump. My guy. Joe Biden had the lowest unemployment. Like you guys want to forget about that.
You voted for Joe Biden.
I mean, you can cherry pick that. You can cherry pick whatever you want, just like Trump said. Just like Trump said, if you're a felon, you like
Eugene. Let's hear from Mr. McCullough.
Well, basically, he's proving the point. He started talking about the
policies.
No, you didn't.
Policies. That's what I started talking about.
Let me talk.
Policies.
You started his whole conversation was
policies.
About statues and this, that, and the third, and Washington
policies.
What does that have to do with the price of gas? Nothing.
What does that have to do with? What does the price of gas have to do with being black?
What I'm saying.
What does the price of gas have to do with being black?
Listen. Being black is not my choice. Well, as I said, one thing that I don't do, once again, I could care less about what people says or what someone else's interpretation about what they said. I'm a free thinker. I process it, I listen to it, and I watch. If Donald Trump is the problem, why do our communities look the way they look? Explain that to me. How? How is that possible? How is it possible?
I mean, it's a system.
Answer that question. Whose system? Is it Donald Trump's system?
It's called systemic issues, brother. It's more than one.
So it's not Trump. It's systemic.
Bro, just don't try to change the subject because you don't want to be down with Trump.
I'm trying to remain on the subject.
I'm willing to say there's systemic issues, there's systemic problems in this country. There has been since 1619, since we got here, bro. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about why our housing look like they do. Or if you want to talk about slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, we can go down the list, bro.
I got a question.
So we have to be intellectually honest.
Okay, let's be intellectually honest. Let me tell you something. The black community is the most dangerous place in the world for a black man.
Well, you're blind if you think like this. What you mean? Like, okay, I'm trying to stay calm, but then this guy is triggering me. The black community is the worst place for a black man to be. Make that make sense, like, are you listening to yourself, bro? Bro, come on.
So if we want to be intellectually honest, that's true. Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong.
And Mr. McCullough, for those who are wondering what you're talking, explain that.
Well, it's dangerous. Let's just be real. Listen, the violent culture in the black community will not be addressed by black people because we're too busy worried about white supremacy. Right? The safest place is the white community. Keep it 100. Yeah. Keep it 100.
He keeps saying we got to be intellectually honest, but you have to first be an intellectual to be honest. Ooh. So we're seeing right now.
Hold on, so you're going to take a jab?
We're seeing
Alexandra
weaponized incompetence in action through when Trump gets rid of redundant civil rights bills, DEI bills. We're seeing weaponized incompetence. Oh, he got rid of this. He must hate black people. So let's end all this for black people. Somebody at the top of another part of an organization is the one doing that. Trump didn't say, I'm writing an executive order to get rid of Harriet Tubman. He never said any of these things. No. So you're being intellectually dishonest.
I'm not. It's called an administration.
No, hold on.
Okay. Let's hear from Eugene really quick and then you, Mr. Williams, next.
As the only sensible black person sitting up here, like on TV, let's let them decide who has the intellect and who doesn't as we sit here and speak policy. Now, secondly, you talk about actions. Going back to Harriet Tubman, you know, Harriet Tubman did have a little tool that she used to carry. All I would say is, like, I'm so glad we all free because all of us wouldn't have made it if we was walking with Harriet right now. Because all of us would not have made it. Because Harriet was very strict, because we all know all skin folk ain't kinfolk, all skin folk ain't down for the struggle. There is no way say
That's some
it
emotional
on God.
jargon.
No, you
okay.
can say whatever it is.
That's emotional.
There's no place.
That's emotionalism.
Hold on, let me finish my point. If you want to say if you want to say the most dangerous place for a black man is the black community, there's no place safe.
Let me tell you something. Facts prove that.
You know what? The most dangerous place is the womb of a black woman.
Let's hear from Mr. Williams.
Black communities have the highest crime rates, Isaiah.
Keep it real.
I mean, let's just be honest, all right? Like,
Yes.
you rise.
And they also have the highest poverty. Is poverty not a part of that?
Hold on, let me
We're not
finish.
talking about
But if you're talking about Donald
God,
Trump
here
and
we
what
go.
he's done for black people,
What has he
you
done?
got to remember.
Please
when
tell me what he's
Jesse
done.
Jackson, right?
What has Donald
What
Trump
did he do
done?
for him?
Tell me what Donald Trump
did
done.
he do for
Eugene,
Jesse
let him
Jackson?
finish. Let him
Gotcha.
What
finish,
did he do?
Eugene.
He helped Jesse Jackson form Black Wall Street.
Dog, we talking.
Okay,
what
no,
he did?
hold on, wait,
He did.
hold on. He gave how much to the black community?
I don't know, you tell me.
Close to $80 billion.
$80 billion.
$80 billion.
In what? In what?
$80 billion.
In what?
What you talking
You gotta
about?
do your research.
You just can't throw numbers out. And he
Well, you
got
throwing rhetoric out.
Was it education? Was it housing?
One at a time, guys. One at a time. One at a time.
Don't say yes,
All
like
of this.
give me something. I gave you the policy.
Go research,
You
bro.
already
Oh
said
man,
it.
come on, y'all the intellectual. Remember, you should have the answer.
Hold on. On top of that.
Intellectual geniuses.
Okay.
No, it's not about that, man.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Okay. On top of that, again, he declassified MLK files, something Barack Obama did
Man,
not do.
he declassified his
Okay.
sex tapes. You interested
Hold
in that?
on,
I'm so glad you so
probably got
excited
sex
about
tapes.
that.
You probably got sex tapes
Congratulations.
of your own boy.
Congratulations.
So now we
Come on,
know-
Eugene. We
so
gotta
now
hear
we
each
know
other.
Who killed MLK? Okay. Donald Trump has always been for the black man.
He's the greatest president
he's never
America
been
has
against the
ever
black
seen.
man.
Stand down and wait
All right,
for it.
Mr. McCullough, you have the last 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Let me tell you something. Here's what we have to stop doing. We have to stop assuming that all black people have to think alike.
Thank you.
We
I
have to
think
stop.
like y'all,
Hold
so we
on. That is racism in and
I
of
don't think
itself
like
within
y'all?
the black community.
Oh my God. Wow.
Listen,
Because I don't think like y'all. I'm right.
Can I finish?
Did
Boy, you
more for
lost.
the black
Gotcha.
community than Barack
Can-
Obama.
can I-
a black man.
can I finish?
A black
There's
man.
a reason.
Answer that. Answer that.
There's a reason President Trump is the first president in modern history to crack the black vote and get majority of the black support.
Come on.
And also crash
That's
the
not
economy
a
with
joke.
a man
This is
issue.
real. You know why?
Thank you guys for joining us here on the Factor on
for
Alexander,
having us.
don't get in trouble after the commercial break.
Nobody in this world respects and looks at the black American with admiration. Nobody. Everybody looks down upon us. And they have every reason to. They have every reason to. We have nothing to offer this world other than a position as a slave. We don't have anything that we've developed in the last 40, 50 years that we can go to the world stage and say, hey, look at our invention. We ain't got nothing. We don't have a system. We don't even have a recipe. We used to have a recipe. Cornbread dressing, hot water cornbread, sweet potato pie. We used to have a recipe. We used to have some traditions. Nigga, on holidays, nigga, our mothers would buy us new clothes. For Easter, Juneteenth. We used to celebrate our heritage. Now, to say that we're at the bottom in America, that's inaccurate. We're a last place on earth.
Okay, I want you all down in the comments to tell me why you think other races don't respect blacks. Non-Hispanics, non-Asians, not even the white supremacists that we always keep talking about. Like, these people evidently show no respect to the black race. But why? Like, question mark. Let me know in the comments.
Riddle me this. Why is it considered racist when white people show any kind of pride of their heritage? I mean, I don't understand. Why can't they be proud of what they have created and what they have done in history? I mean, why can't Hispanics be proud? Why can't Indians be proud? Why can't anybody be proud of their heritage but black people? I mean, for a group of people who have supposedly gave humanity to the world, you sure have nothing to show for it anymore. And this is a sad truth. Instead, we hold on to victimization and victimhood and a poverty mindset that cripples our generations. I've said over and over again, I don't identify with a color. I don't identify with a race. I'm an American, and a proud one. And I love being black. I love what I contribute to society and to my family and friends. Because unlike some, I actually take pride in my family's heritage. And I feel if you have not produced anything to humanity, you cannot complain about anything. Everybody's contributing to this pot, but you. And I'm not talking about those good black folks who own businesses and manage corporations and are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and contributing to society. You're doing a great job. Continue working hard and building wealth for your family. But to the other group, you know, offended by everything but ashamed by nothing, you're doing a disservice to your race. And I feel that if people like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King was out right now, still alive, talking the stuff that they were talking, I feel there'll be a segment of the community that would try to off them. They would try to unalive them because they do not want to be controlled and they do not want to change their mindset. That segment has hijacked the Black Power struggle and co-opted it with nothing but hate, with a little help from white liberals. And their goal is destruction. Destruction of everything. So I welcome your hate. Continue. But you know what I'm saying is right. And you know what I'm saying is factual. And everybody else knows it. And let me take the time to anger that segment of the community even more. On this Memorial Day, I'd like to honor those men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice to keep our country free and to protect our constitutional republic. We honor you.
Is it racist for white people to show pride in their heritage? Hell yeah, it is. Unapologetically uncensored, hell yeah, it is. Cause why? Most of this heritage I'm talking about was for the blacks and was taken over by this.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think black people want to find out face. For over 60 years, you've antagonized them. You've robbed their shops, you burned down their communities, and everything they're doing now is geared towards you finding out. And while I think black righteous indignancy is pretty justifiable, as you're learning it was a wrong course of action. How can you sit there and call people racist and then sit there and just keep stabbing them with a stick over and over and over? You're about to find out. Really, I think there are only 3 things black people should be working to. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in the future.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.